So, a very normal complaint that people have, maybe you have it too, is that you've become the wife that you never thought you would be. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about where you're picking on your husband all the time, you're yelling at him, you don't treat him with the same kind of loving respect that you used to before, and you can't stop yourself. Well, you can. I'm Paul Friedman. I'm founder of the Marriage Foundation. I literally created the science of marriage because marriage is a science. There's very good explanations for why this has happened. In fact, and I hope you take this the right way, I listed 3 top reasons for divorce. For divorce. And the number one reason, and stick with me, I'll give you an explanation. I call it over-familiarity. Over-familiarity. What it means is this. You know how you get to know somebody in the beginning and you're very aware of sort of their idiosyncrasies, the things that they don't like, the things they do like, the things that get them angry, the things that make them happy. Well, in the beginning, when you were together with your husband, who's your husband now, you treated him so well, right? And it was for a few subconscious reasons. One, which is the most important and actually very valuable, is that you recognized him as your soulmate and you wanted to be with him for the rest of your life, have babies, a family, or even just be together. It could even be your second marriage. It doesn't make any difference. But you knew he was the right man for you. So that's one of the subconscious reasons, is that he was the man of your dreams and you treated him that way. Another subconscious reason is that you knew that if you treated him the way you wanted to treat him, quote unquote, it would push him away. Well, you know all that. I know all that. But how does that help me? What can I now do? So I've written a couple of books. One is Lessons for a Happy Marriage, and one is Breaking the Cycle. I just thought I'd throw that in. And we even have an online course. And you may want to take that online course, but let me tell you about what's going on here with over-familiarity. It means that you've gone beyond just being familiar with him, being close to him and knowing him so well to the point of where you think you ought to control how he behaves because it's affecting you. And this is the way it is in the Western world now. We have all this bombardment of wrong ideas, such as you have to take a stand. You have to talk things out. You have to make sure that he respects you, that he's listening to you, that he's paying attention to you. And if he doesn't, it's all his fault, not yours. That's what they tell us. It's not your fault. Why can't he be more passionate? Why can't he be more understanding? Why can't he be a better listener? Whereas in the beginning, before over-familiarity set in, those things never came up. They didn't occur to you. Why? And this is where it gets good. Because your love was on the front burner. Your marriage, you intended, was to be all about love. Well, what happened is that we are not taught. It's not your fault. We're not taught that when we're married, marriage isn't like a ride at a park. Marriage isn't like getting into a car and going someplace. Marriage has to be cultivated. And the essence of a marriage is our love. We need to learn how to cultivate our love for each other, cultivate our devotion, cultivate our compassion, our understanding, our ability to understand our husband from how he is as a man without making excuses for him. I'm not talking about that. We get a lot of letters from people. Well, they're not called letters anymore, right? Emails, because we have an Ask a Counselor on our website. And what happens is people write in and they say, well, I'm not feeling it. What should I do? And we tell them, you need to understand your marriage. You need to understand your husband. You need to understand that he doesn't think the way you do. He doesn't feel the way you do. His inner reactions are nothing like your inner reactions, but you love him at this level of the soul. And that is where you need to cultivate that love. And then the rest falls into place, more or less. I mean, over the course of time, when I was developing the systems that we now have in the books and in the online course, I established sort of the rules of the road. For instance, never confront your husband. Never criticize your husband. What do you mean, never criticize my husband? I have to. Well, you don't have to. You think you have to because we are told that, but it's misinformation. It's disinformation. Criticizing your husband is not going to get him to change. It's not going to get him to love you more. Don't you want him to love you more? It's not going to get him to appreciate you more. Don't you want him to appreciate you more? Confrontation, criticism, complaining is pushing him away. Now, when I say that in general terms, it doesn't mean that every time you complain, it pushes him away. He's adapted to you too. But it does mean that you should be careful about your communication with him, about how you express yourself to him. It should always be rooted in love, because that's what you want in your marriage. You want to experience happiness. You want to experience the kind of happiness where you're floating, not the fleeting kind of happiness where you get something today and it made you feel so good that you hugged him and loved him. No, I'm talking about that experience of happiness that stays with you throughout the day, just like it used to. And then you'll no longer be that wife that you thought you would never be. You can get it back. Believe me on that one. You can get it back. But you need to start by following the rules of the road of marriage, learning how to cultivate that love, learning how to love your husband unconditionally instead of reactively. Your marriage isn't meant to be a transactional kind of thing. It's meant to be a beautiful, I call it the sacred space of marriage, filled with love, joy, and harmony. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. You could like the video, subscribe to our channel, come back and visit, listen to what we have as offerings. God bless you. Now, if your marriage is doing okay, but you could use a little help, you can just watch these videos. It's free. Or you could read my articles. They're free. Or you could take the next step. Get one of my books. We have two books. One is Lessons for a Happy Marriage, and the other is Breaking the Cycle. And the only difference is one is a little more complicated because I wrote Breaking the Cycle for when I started to train marriage counselors into our system. Now, if your marriage is really like, oh my God, I don't know how long I could take this, then by all means, don't worry about the money. There's plans that start for less than $10 a week. Get the online course. We have one for women and we have one for men. They're both spectacular. And if both of you, and it's rare, but go to our website. And if your spouse wants to sign up too, they can, but later. First, you find out what it's all about. One thing I promise you is within days or weeks at the most, you will be blown away by the amazing changes that are happening already. God bless you. And please like this video, but more importantly, subscribe so you can get this entire series of the toxins that hit your marriage. I'm Paul Friedman. God bless you and take care.